I did it, you guys. I did it. Got on by myself again. Look at that. Look at that. I'm some kind of like technological guru now. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh no. I don't have any sage going. I don't have any incense going. What the heck? Behind the 8 ball, you guys. Hey, Ken, what's up? How are you? How are things going? How's your week? Is it good? Oh, I will. Oh my gosh. That was like, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you, girl. So, okay. So hubby had to go to a meeting in DC. He knew it wasn't going to take very long. It was like an appointment where he turned his computer in, and then they would give him another computer because his broke again. Go figure, right? Government computers. Hey, CPO. Hey, Dee Dee. So I was like, well, I'll just go with you. That way I can just, sit in the truck, because the metro service, that we normally use is like, the 3 local stations are shut down because they're like redoing one of the whole lines. So it's just a pain in the butt because you have to drive really far and park, and then you're already like in DC almost. So it just didn't make any sense. So I said, no worries, I'll go, I'll hang out, write a book. I was good. So he goes in the one building. Okay, so picture this. So it's 2 buildings that like face each other, right? So the front door's here, the front door's here. And then the parking is, you have to back in to the parking spots here and at this building here, right? So the front of my truck was like nose to nose with like 30 police officers. They were like DC cops. So I'm sitting there minding my own damn business. I literally had just gotten back in the truck because I was like, oh, there's a trash can over there. So I was like, let me clean the truck out really quick, because my husband is infamous for leaving unnecessary trash, and it drives me crazy. So I was like, okay, let me clean the truck while I'm here. And so I had some of those like Armor All wipes. So I was like wiping it down, and yeah. I literally had just gotten back in the truck, and then something caught my eye in my rearview mirror. And I look back and I see this little tiny lady, like she's literally like staring down, gawking at my license plate, right? And I'm like, what is her problem? And then I see her running her mouth, and I'm like, okay. So, I should have known, because immediately I had this horrible feeling in my stomach, but look, I've had this for so many years, and even when I get that horrible feeling in my stomach, I tend to like ignore it. I'm like, oh, everything will be fine, because everything's, rainbows, and yeah. So I try to see the good in everything, okay? So she walks like past my driver's side door, and she's like staring at me the whole time, right? So she gets like right here. So she's on the passenger side front of my truck. And at first I thought she like hit my truck. So I'm like, why are you like, I thought she like physically hit my truck, and I'm like, what the hell? So I still don't know if she did, or maybe she swung her purse on her shoulders. I don't know. But anyway, so she turns around and makes eye contact with me. So I smiled and kind of like was like, hey, how's it going? Hey, Amanda. Did I miss anybody? Leah, hey, girl. Okay, so I smiled at her, made eye contact with her, and holy crap, that was all she needed. Oh my gosh. So she starts screaming at me, you're effing white, you effing white B, you're an effing B, and you white this, you white that. And I'm looking at her and I was like, I didn't pick my race. I'm like, God did it, I guess. You know, I didn't do it. I didn't choose who I was. Trust me, if I chose who I was, I would not be in this body, girl. Right? And she just went nuts. She's like flopping her head around and throwing her arms around. Okay. So then I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's just mentally ill, you know, because we're right across the street from Lafayette Park, which is in front of the White House. And a lot of the homeless people tend to hang out there during the day, and people that are walking to the restaurants and stuff will give them money and stuff so they can eat. And I'm like, oh, she must be mentally ill. Let me tell you, I don't think she was mentally ill. I don't think she was homeless. No, she had a nice bag. She was dressed nice. She had a mask on. She had latex gloves on. She was together, right? So, and I didn't feel like she was mentally ill. You know what I mean? Like normally I can sense that. Finally, so, you know, the front of my truck's here and the front of the cop cars are here. And all of a sudden this one police officer goes to get out of his car because she was getting like violent with her hands and stuff. And I think he was afraid she was going to become confrontational. So he goes to get out. Well, then she dead stops and like spins around and looks at him and then runs over to his car. So he very politely gets back in the car really quick. His partner, who is a white female, gets out of the car and she walks down the street on her phone. So this woman proceeds to go nuts on this man. Okay. Now, this woman was African American. The man was like Middle Eastern, okay, the police officer. She went nuts. She's like, she's screaming at the top of her lungs, where everybody coming out of the Veterans Administration building and all the security people coming out are like literally turning like, what the heck's going on? Because she's making such a scene, okay? She's like, do your effing job, you effing stupid pig. F you, I can't wait till we defund you. How dare you kill my people? I mean, just going nuts, right? This officer was so nice. He was like, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He was such a good, nice guy, right? I don't know that I would be that nice in his position, you know? So then she starts walking away from his car and then back to next to him were these two black gentlemen, police officers. She walks right past their car and she makes a beeline for the next police car, which was a white police officer. And she again starts going nuts. And again, the police officer was like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. You know, he was a nice guy. Okay, so the white female police officer at this point is off the phone. So she's walking back to get into her partner's car, right? So she's walking back and this woman sees her. And about the same time, hubby comes out of the building and I'm like, oh no. So immediately I'm like, just get in the car. Just get in the car. Look, I love my husband to death, but he would be the person that would go over and be like, lady, I don't know who you think you are, but you shouldn't be disrespecting people. Like, he would have been that guy, right? Which I love him for that, but this woman, she didn't want to hear it. So he continues walking towards me, and he's like looking at me and looking at her and looking at me, and I'm just like, come on. So finally he comes over, and he's like, what in the heck is going on? Well, then the black lady sees a white female police officer, and she starts to go over, and the white officer said something to her and like put her hand up, like, don't even think about it. And so then the lady spun around and took off the other direction. It was unbelievable. Like, I can't even remember half the stuff she said to me. It was just vile and just uncalled for. So we leave there, and no sooner do we get home that they come up breaking news that there was a shooting, that a police officer involved shooting, that a white police officer shot and killed an 18-year-old guy. And it literally was like probably 6 city blocks from where we were, and by the way, where all those police cars were parked, they park there intentionally. Okay, so they sit there and wait because it's like centrally located. It's by the White House. It's near the monument. It's near the Lincoln Memorial. It's like it's like centrally located. So they sit there, and then their bosses will call on the radio and say, "Hey, we need you to go here." So at any given time, there's 10, 15 police cars, and then there were 2 police vans, and then a ton of like government cars, which I technically was not supposed to park there, but I spoke to the police officer and I said, "Look, I'm waiting on my hubby." And he was like, "Oh, you're fine, don't worry about it." So I was allowed to park there, but normally you're not allowed to park there. It was a nightmare, y'all. It was like, I don't know. It was just crazy. Like, and I was just like, I felt bad for the lady. I honestly, my first instinct was to punch her in the face and knock her out, because that's just how I am. My second instinct was I need to give her a hug because she's obviously having a bad time, Yeah. So it was just shit, though. I mean, it was horrible. And then after that shooting happened, these people like rushed the police station. And so it was like a night of rioting and protesting. And I don't think they ended up looting. But it's kind of hard to loot because all of the windows all around there are boarded up because they had already been looted. Like they broke into a bank, they broke into the Tiffany's. Like all those places around there have already been looted. So, and it's so sad because that's like the prettiest part of town, is right there where all the monuments are. And it's just such a quaint, pretty part of town, It's just pathetic. So yeah, it was just frustrating, but I did feel sorry for her. I mean, but I know she was hurting and I felt bad for her, but it's like, we don't pick how we're born, I didn't ask to be born a white woman, you know what I mean? Like, we don't pick how we're born. Like, I didn't have any control over it. Sorry. And that was my point that I was trying to say. We're like, I don't have any control over it. Sorry. You know what I mean? But yeah, but the police officers, I had talked to one of the DC cops, I think 2 weeks before, and he was kind of telling me hubby was back down there, and so I went with him, and he was telling me like how bad it had been, like all the protesters were trying to egg them on, trying to egg the cops on, and getting in their face and throwing stuff at them, and and he said they can't do anything. They sit there and get pelted in the head with water bottles and stuff, and they can't do anything. Like, they can't respond to it, So, yeah. It's just one of those things. Yeah, Ken, it was bizarre. Like, I have a daughter who's married to a black guy. My grandkids are mixed. They're beautiful. And yeah, I don't know. It just blew my mind. I mean, my daughter said that they still run into a lot of discrimination, that people still say nasty things to them because she's white and he's black, which blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like, in this day and age, come on, But yeah, it just sucks. I don't know. Hey, Darlene, how's it going, girl? No, she wasn't a bag lady. She didn't have a cart or anything. She had like a Michael Kors bag. It was similar to the one I have. She was dressed to the nines. She had like nice clothing on, nice shoes. She didn't appear to be homeless in any way, shape, or form. I mean, there's a lot of homeless that live right across the street there. And, I actually saw all of them. Whenever I go down there, I see them and I speak to them. And she didn't appear to be homeless or anything. So I need a weapon. Yeah, no doubt. I it just blows my mind because a lot of times I'll go out somewhere and hubby's like, be careful. You know what I mean? And I'm always like, I'm fine. But then when something like that happens, it's like, had it have been like 8 o'clock at night, I don't know that it would have turned out the same way. You know what I mean? So, hey, Julia, how are you? So yeah, I don't know. It was nuts. I just never. And I mean, my heart hurt for this woman. Like, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for anyone that has to deal with, discrimination or oppression or, whatever. Like, yeah, at first, I'm like, I had like this hot head to where the first reaction I have is like me picturing hitting somebody, right? Which I don't do. I don't do it. I just picture it in my head, and then my second one is, oh, I need to give her a hug. And had I had not, the fortunate thing for me was she was so tiny, I could have sat on her and hurt her. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I felt like physically she was going to do anything to me because I could have just sat on her. But it was just like, whoa, she was a spunky little thing. I mean, she was all of maybe like 5'2". The wind could have blown her over. She's a little petite thing. But man, she was spunky. She was up there holding her own, screaming and going nuts and cussing, and it was crazy. I know, and oh, there goes all my smoke from my um it's like, I mean, I felt bad for her that, she was so passionate that she felt like, white people had done her wrong and the police had done her wrong. I get that. But you know what? You get more flies with honey. You know what I mean? If the lady would have come up and said to me, I don't get it, you're white, why do you have this? Why do you know what I mean? Like, I could have sat down and talked to her, because believe you me, I had two parents that were handicapped. Nothing was handed to them ever. Nothing's ever been, you know what I mean? Like, nothing's ever been handed to me. I definitely haven't gotten to cash in on my white privilege. And I'm not trying to be a bitch saying that, but it's true. I've never had anything handed to me. My husband's worked his butt off his whole life. It's not like we've ever been given anything, you know what I mean? So, but if she would have just been mature and had a verbal discussion with me, I would have had like so much respect for her, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's over, thank goodness. And they don't have filters anymore. They don't. You know, I was talking to this lady. She works at this store that I go to, and she happens to be African American. And I told her, what had happened, and she was like, it's bad now. She's like, people are just. She's like, it used to be like the things that we thought, we didn't say it out loud. And she's like, now whatever these people think, they say it out loud. And I'm like, it is. And she and I have had talks about like, the safety of our kids and, her sons and my son-in-law. We've had talks about that kind of stuff, and, and she was like, I am so sorry that happened to you. I was like, you don't need to apologize, girl. Are you kidding me, Dee Dee? Oh my God, that's horrible. Yeah, Darlene. Here's the pathetic thing. The homeless people down there, for the most part, they're just like nice people just trying to get by. The majority of them. Are there drug users? Yeah, definitely. But the majority of them, if you walk over and say hi to them, you can carry on a conversation with them. They're decent people. You know what I mean? She was like acting so. Yeah, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind. Whew, I'm hot, y'all. It's hot in here. These lights, crazy. So hubby's gone again tonight, and I figured out how to set everything up on my own. I was so proud of myself. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Right, Erica. Oh, Dee Dee. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I don't look. I don't have anything against Black Lives Matter people. You know, and I know if you say all lives matter, then they consider you a racist. You know, so I'm just gonna say this: I have probably every color, creed, nationality in my family. You know, I don't discriminate against anybody. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. If you're a moron, you're a moron. I don't give a crap what color your skin is, So it's just so frustrating. It's like, my gosh. Holy cow. Oh, it scared the living daylights out of me. I looked over and thought someone was standing there. It was my vacuum cleaner in the hallway. I was like, scared the crap out of me. Yes, I can get scared by seeing things just like anybody else. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, we're not saying his name, but the JE guy, let me tell you. Last night and the night before, I woke up to him. Okay, 2 nights ago, I woke up to him literally standing over top of me in my bed. Like, here. I have my bedroom's on the 3rd level. And so right here are windows and all the way around are windows, right? Like where my bed is. So the night before, I had put the window behind me, I had left the blinds up a little bit, which I normally don't ever do. And I woke up and I felt like somebody was looking at me, and I looked back and he's like right there in the window. And I'm on the 3rd floor. Yeah, scary. He like will not leave me alone. He's back. Yeah, so it's been a nightmare. Really, Dee Dee? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I live in this area, and this is where, you know, this is where all the problems are. DC is where all the politicians are. So I'm really surprised that it's not like 100 times worse here, right? I'm really surprised it's not. Yeah, Ken, it's been a nightmare with him. That's right, Dee. That's how I feel. Hey, Louisiana lady, how are you? I don't know what he wants. It's not like he. Hey, Shelly. It's not like he's trying to communicate with me. It's like he's just there for shock value, I guess, trying to scare me or something. I mean, I have to admit, when I wake up and he's right here, and then I feel like he's somebody. I felt like somebody was staring at me, and I turn around, and he's right there, peeking into my window, like, yeah, he is a narcissist, so bad. Yeah, darling, I agree. I think that's what it is, Ken. I think he's just pissed off. I think he is. I think he's angry because I shut him out. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want to talk to him. He tries to speak to me, and I just shut him out. Yeah, he's a creepo. Yeah, Evie, I agree, Evie. I think unfortunately what's happened in so many towns out through here, through Virginia, Maryland, and then on the outskirts of DC, is it's the peaceful protesters show up during the day, and then when it gets dark, it's just the people that just want to start a riot and cause destruction and damage, and and yeah. Wow, really? With Netflix? Holy cow. I didn't hear anything about that. Oh my gosh, you guys. Have you seen this movie on Netflix? It's called The Healer. I'm like halfway through it. Don't anybody tell me what happens, but it's a pretty wild movie. Yeah, Erica, I can understand why. Like, I have talked to two other psychics that are like, they won't connect with him because of how evil he is. So, yeah. So, I think, I don't know. I just got to deal with it until I can get rid of him. I mean, fortunately, he's not hurting me. He's not doing anything to me, so that's good. Evie, I used to sit with this gentleman. He actually marched with Dr. King. And he was raising his grandson, and his grandson was playing football with my son. And so we would sit like every practice, and he would tell me stories about Dr. King. And you know he was there, right, like 20 feet from where when Dr. King was shot. Yeah, he was a cool dude. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name, and I feel horrible that I can't remember his name. But he was such a nice guy. I learned so much from him. A really cool dude. Yeah, the new Kardashians. There you go. No, it's not a scary movie. No, I don't like scary. Well, let me rephrase that. I've never really seen a scary movie. I'm the person at scary movies. When something scary happens, everyone gasps, and I start cracking up laughing. So yeah, no, it's not a scary movie. It's a really good movie. Like, you have to watch it. Oh wow, Ken, really? I didn't know if she was back or not. Yeah. No, I agree, Darlene. I I just, like I said, my son-in-law is black. Fortunately, he's never had any issue. But yeah, yeah, Ken, it's called The Healer on Netflix. It's a really good movie. I was surprised that I even liked it. Louisiana lady, really? Wow. Wow, I'll have to check Sloan Bell out and see what's going on with her. I feel so bad. Gosh. You know, I don't know. I mean, I've spoken to family members after they've passed, but never my child. So, wow. Oh, Julia, I'm sorry. It happens a lot at college. Getting high and getting drunk all the daggone time. There's a witness. Really? Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to go check her out. My problem is I follow so many people on YouTube that it's impossible to keep up. I mean, I have so many different interests that I follow, people with all these different interests. So I cannot stay caught up. Hubby's always like, you gonna watch YouTube all night again tonight? So, like, because he sits and watches like political shows, or he watches like the same episode of MASH 7,000 times. Yeah, don't get me going. He watches all those old shows, and like they'll be on like on a Monday night, and then he'll watch them again on Tuesday night. And I'm like, that's the same damn show you were watching last night. Like, no. So yeah, I just can't keep up with everybody on YouTube. It's like, wow. Someone ran him off the road. Son of a gun. Mm, daggone. Amanda, me too. I never thought I would say that, but I just have gotten hooked, on YouTube, because you can go on there and learn how to do just about anything, right? So I go on there for everything. Like, Devon, your husband's like that too. Ugh. Me and my sister-in-law joke about it all the time because her husband's like that, and it's like, oh my gosh, watching the same episode over and over and over. I can't do it. And he'll do it with like the show Friends, and I love that show. Or Seinfeld. I love that show. But I can't watch the same episode like every single day. Like, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I know for me, I don't know about Sloan, but for me, and when people pass, they have like that time period where they're learning everything, and so I can't connect with them. Wow. Right, Louisiana YouTube University. There you go. Uh I wish I could connect with him for her. That would be cool. But I think it's just been too soon. I definitely think, it's strange though. Like, I had a cousin that everyone said he committed suicide. And I was like, no, he didn't commit suicide. And I was actually able to connect with him. And he had only been gone for maybe a week. And I was able to connect with him. So I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can connect with some people, why I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Way to go, Amanda. Let me tell you. So hubby right now, y'all, it's been a mess. So my son's car, it's an older car. It's a Honda, it's a good car. So my son starts a new job on Tuesday. Monday's a holiday here. So last weekend, my son, my hubby, and my brother-in-law were going to put a new transmission in my son's car. It ended up being that it just needed a transmission flush and something else. So they did that. Well, then his car started making all these weird noises. And it was because of some part that they couldn't get the screws off of or something. So they, oh my God. So they went back today to do that. And I guess then they needed this part. And so, long story short, they're going to be able to finish it tomorrow. But Hubby had to run like all over the universe to pick up a part, drop off a part, take my son and drop him off. It's, yeah, he's just been like on the road. Like, because my brother-in-law lives like 40 minutes from here. So it's just been, but my son and my hubby have been watching YouTube videos about how to do it, and they figured out what the problem was. So, because of YouTube. So, there you go. Shelly, can I connect with my own past family members? Sometimes. Sometimes. It depends, like, how close I was to them, I don't know, it just depends. Like, I was able to connect with someone in hubby's family that was close, but I don't know. I don't claim to understand it. But yeah, sometimes it just depends. I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, you fix it yourself, Ken. There you go. Oh wow, mechanic for 52 years. Holy cow. Uh, wow. Yeah, I'll have to keep her husband in my prayers and her. I have actually been praying for her. Hey Sierra, what's up? Aw. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Scotty Kilmer. I need to write that down for my hubby. He's probably already watched them, who knows, but Julia, I know what the demons that I've encountered sound like. Yeah, scary. Um, yeah. Shelly, probably. I think she'll probably be able to connect with him, and I think that's her son. You know what I mean? And I think probably would be able to. Oh, nice, Evie. You know what? I did that too this year, but oh, gosh, you guys. So I got my dehydrator and I dehydrated. I went to Costco and I got a number 10 can of diced tomatoes and I dehydrated it. So I put it on for 8 hours. Still wasn't done. So I did 2 more hours. Still wasn't done. I did 2 more hours. And then they were like spongy. I wanted them to be like hard and like snap so that I could turn them into tomato powder, but it didn't work. So I sent an email to the people at Kosari and I said, what gives? And he said, diced tomatoes can take up to 24 hours to dehydrate. I'm like, no friggin' way. Because being in there 8, then 2, then 2, 12 hours, they like shriveled up to like this big. I'm like, I wouldn't even be able to see him if I left him in there for 24 hours. This doesn't make any sense, you know? So yeah. But I'm trying to like, I was gonna start canning and I went everywhere. Of course, nobody has jars unless you want to pay 3 times the amount online. And then hubby was like, oh, just look, I found these jars, just order them. So I guess I'm just gonna order them. It's just insane to spend that kind of money though. The Tractor Supply store said, here, we'll put you on a list and we'll give you a rain check. And then we'll email you and let you know when they come in. Well, it's been what? 3 or 4 weeks going on. No, tomorrow's 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, like 3 weeks. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess I'm not going to be canning anytime soon. But I've been watching like, canning channels and homestead channels and like prepper type channels, because I'm trying to like, make sure that I have enough groceries in case something ever happens, because I know my son would come here, his girlfriend would probably come, I just want to make sure that like I got enough food for everybody. Hold a corn star. Oh wow. I'll have to check them out. There are so many freaking YouTube channels. It's insane. It blows my mind how many YouTube channels there are. I mean, YouTube's got to be like, they got to be rolling in the bucks. They have to be. Okay, why is my hair? My hair is shedding like crazy. Yeah, definitely can. I'll try to connect with them later and see. Daggone it, y'all. Just broke a daggone nail. I'm trying to do my nails myself. Okay. See? But I, finally come to my senses after 50 some years that cheap nail polish sucks. So I'm now trying to build up like my expensive nail polish. So I'm buying like OPI. Anybody else know any really good nail polish name brands? Years ago, I wore Julep. I don't know if they're any good now. Farm Sanctuary. Let me write that bad boy down. Oh, I forgot to wear my ring. Crap. I always forget to put my ring on. Yeah, Darlene. Darlene, I didn't realize how much stuff was made in China until this pandemic hit, and I was like trying to order specific things. And it really stinks that when you go to order something, you fill out your payment, all your information, and click, and then you find out that, oh, it's coming from China, so I'm sorry, but it's going to take from now until 12 years from today. So, I hate that. I'm like, it should tell you before you pay, it should say, look, this bad boy is coming from China. If you have no problem waiting today until infinity, then click here. Otherwise, back out. That's what it should say. Just saying. Oh, thanks, Shelly. Yeah, I love this. It's I got it because it was like purple, but it's really not. It's more like a periwinkle blue. It's weird. In the bottle, it looks purple, but it's really like a periwinkle blue color. I don't know. Kid. Prepper type channels. Think Chad Daybell. Let me tell you about that. Well, let me tell you. So, I don't remember when it was. It was quite some time ago. I ordered this book, right? I thought, wow, this sounds like a good book. I started reading it. Turns out it's written by Chad Daybell. He's crazy. This book was insane. I started reading it and I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. Something doesn't sound right. It was just bizarre. It was one of his books. It was bizarre. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I have that crap, I just went blank. Like you order it on your phone, like what is it called? Amazon or no? You order books on your phone and you can read them on your phone. I don't know what the heck it's called. My brain's not functioning properly today, but it was insane. Ken, I feel the same way. I'm like, every time I take the time and effort and I paint my nails, look, I used to be one of those people that if I painted my nails, my knuckles were painted, right? I was a horrible nail painter. Over time, because I don't want to spend $50 at the nail salon because I just can't justify it. So I've gotten really good, right? Did my nails the other day and it was literally probably an hour and a half later I screwed them up. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It gets old. It gets old. My hubby just laughs at me. He's just like, ah. Yeah, it just gets so old. Oh, that's a good idea, Louisiana. I should just cancel the order. I'm so over it. Your neighbor Billy. Yeah, no doubt, Julia. I feel you. Evie. Finnegan Fox. Wow. Kindle, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Louisiana. Ah. Yeah, I don't mean that kind of prepping stuff. I mean like, how as far as like what you should like what kind of food you should save in case you need it in the future, like what kind of medications, that kind of stuff from prepping it. Not the everybody's gonna have a gun and we're gonna kill everybody. Not that end of it. Just that, I've learned so much about like stuff you don't think about. If the doctor's offices were closed tomorrow and you couldn't get to and the pharmacies were closed, I mean, what would you do? If you needed like antibiotics, say. So like, I've learned a lot about like, you can like put stuff together that'll work as an antibiotic. I mean, there's different stuff like that. So I watch like those kind of channels. And the stuff that they bring up that I'm like, oh, I never even thought of that. Of course you're going to need gauze and Band-Aids and, I never think about that kind of stuff. So I just watch like some of those channels, and the ones that teach you how to like build your pantry and then I watch like the homesteaders that like grow their own veggies and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I live in the city, so I can't have chickens or I can't do anything like that. So we would definitely have to move further to the outskirts to be able to do anything like that. Oh yeah, Kim, thanks. Hey, Kim. Essie, yeah. I always forget about them. Oh my gosh, look, I'm like making all these lists tonight. I always forget about Essie. Y'all. Gosh, I can't even think of her name. Hold on. So, I did this reading. Let me tell you. Diane Schuler. Yeah. Wait until it comes out this week. Crazy, 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 crazy. That was a crazy reading. Look at this, you guys. My hair is like soaking wet. These lights are so hot. I don't even know why I have them on because my makeup looks like crap anyway, so it's not like it helps my presentation. There are more chances of having zombies in Armageddon. I agree, kid. I don't know. There's always just like, always been this fear in me that I think because I live right here in the DC area, I think that's a lot of it. I think because I'm just at the epicenter of politics and all that crap, that there's just a part of me that's afraid that things could go south, I mean, I'm really worried about this election. I don't even do the political thing, but I'm afraid. Like, I'm afraid, I mean, everything's so bad right now. So it's like, Trump wins, it's going to be bad. If Biden wins, poor Biden, y'all. Can I just say this? I almost kicked the camera over. Sorry, y'all. Hubby, you would kick my butt. I already broke it that one time. That was a nightmare. It just really burns me up that, oh my gosh. Ella, is that you? Ella. Y'all, the lights just started moving. I'm like, who's doing that? The cat's not even in here. Was it you? I see you. I saw the cat out in the hallway. It was you, D minor. Sorry, it was D minor. I was like, why are the lights moving? Anyway, so Joe Biden, his wife, I just have like no respect for her as a human being. You can't tell me that she doesn't see how far her husband has slipped. He has all of the characteristics of somebody that has early onset Alzheimer's or dementia. He does. And she needs to step up, because I know she sees it, and she needs to say, you know what, this is too much for you. It just really pisses me off. It does. And look, I'm not a political person. Whoever's the president, I'll support them. That's me, like it or not. I don't like everything that the politicians do, but I was raised in this area. I've been around politicians my whole life, basically. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like I work on the Hill or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I've been around this BS for years, So they all lie, and they all have their own personal agendas. No matter who you vote for, they have their own agendas, right? So, but it just really upsets me that all these people that support Joe Biden, his campaign manager and all these people need to step up, and they need to put their foot down. Like, he needs to go get medical help. He's having major issues. I mean, it's sad. Did you see that little clip where he's being interviewed? He's at his house on camera, he's being interviewed, and he fell asleep. And the reporter's like, Mr. Vice President. She's like, I guess he decided to take a little break. I feel bad for the guy. Like, obviously his health is not up to where it used to be, Just burns me up. Spam. Yeah. My mom used to make fried eggs and spam. It was so good. Fish antibiotics. Oh. I hope so, Ken. He doesn't have it in Toronto country. There's no freaking way. Like, exactly, Erica. And he is a puppet. They tell him what to say and he says it. I've seen, I don't even sit there and watch politics, but I've seen, it's come up on my phone that, like, he said he believes in this, but then he turns around and says, no, I never said that. And they're like, oh my God, he's such a liar. He's not lying. He doesn't remember saying that. He doesn't remember. It just burns me up. And, his wife was an English professor when my son was in school. And, she's taken leave now because she's traveling with her husband. And I just want to, like, go to her and be like, what the heck has happened to you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just really upsets me. Like, why would you put your husband's health in jeopardy? If I were her, I would be like, I want to spend every second I can with him because, something's going on with his mind. He's having issues and he can't remember things. And oh my gosh, I would be like freaking out, and she seems to be all calm, cool, and collected. And I don't get it. That's true, Ken. That's so true. Yep. I will say this. I don't agree with most of the things that Trump says. I don't agree with the tacky, distasteful things that he says and does. Not by a long shot, okay? I think somebody needs to, like, shut his frickin' Twitter page down, But I will say, I think there's a part of him, that he wants to try to make changes and he wants to try to help. And I think he's done that in some situations, But I just think, I don't know what I think. It's just frustrating because I don't know what's going to happen. I know, Ken, right? I have said that recently. Like, I can't believe somebody hasn't tried to assassinate him. I mean, I pray that doesn't happen. I wouldn't want to see anybody being shot and killed, But I can't believe that it hasn't happened, that they haven't tried. Wow. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, she's a pretty cool chick. Don't get me started on the Clintons. I don't like those people. I don't like them, not one bit. Oh, Louisiana lady, yeah. You know, I wish. I can't talk about it. Never mind. I wish I could. What did I hit the nail on the head with? I don't know. Louisiana lady, I don't know. I talk so daggone much, I don't even know what you're talking about. Amanda, you're right. No one is perfect. And it is, Kim, a very scary election. You know, I think, unfortunately, I think we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. So whether Trump wins or whether Biden wins, I think, especially in this area of the nation, it's going to be bad. Oh, Erica, okay. Have you connected with Kennedy? I have not connected with Kennedy, Kim, but I was contacted by someone and they wanted me to check out everything surrounding Kennedy's assassination. But I can't talk about who it is. So, yeah. Yeah. And like I said, look, there were plenty of people that didn't care for Barack Obama, right? But I don't remember seeing the hate so clearly as I do now with Trump as president. I don't remember seeing the hate like that. Like, people are just so blatantly out there being nasty, you know. I just don't remember seeing it with Barack Obama. I am behind. I'm always behind Ken. True, Darlene. I mean, maybe they have. Yeah. I can't talk about it. There's going to come a day when I can talk about it, though. So I just can't talk about it right now. I agree, Kim. I agree. You know, I don't have to agree 100% with our president, but I feel like I love America. I'm an American. I think this is a great country, and I'm going to respect the president, you know? Just like I respected Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and George W. Bush and George H. Bush. You know, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Amanda, I know. You know, and that's my whole thing. Everybody talks about Obama like it was so awesome. And don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. I think he was a decent president, okay? I was fortunate to meet him. I think he was a good human being. Like, he was a nice man. Um, but he had his issues, just like every other president we've ever had. You're never gonna find someone that you agree with 100%. It's just not gonna happen, you know? I was talking about the Kennedy assassination. I can't talk about it. I wish I could. I can't. It is, Evie. It's scary. It's very scary. Yeah. That's what you think, Darlene? I can't talk about it, but okay. All right. I know people have their beliefs of what happened. I just can't talk about it because of the person that asked me to do it and the reasons behind it. So very true. He doesn't give a crap, and he's not a politician, and he can't be bought, and that's a lot of the reason why people don't care for him. But I know someone that works with him on Celebrity Apprentice, and he said that Trump was one way when the cameras were on, but when the cameras were off, he was just a down to earth, kind human being. And this is a person that works with him on, that did Celebrity Apprentice with him, and that spent a lot of time with him and his family. And yeah, he told me flat out, he's like, and this guy that I'm talking about, he has a nonprofit organization, and even after he was on the show, Trump has called him on many occasions and sent him money for his nonprofit. And he's like, he doesn't have to do that. Like, he doesn't have to, but he goes out of his way and calls me and sends me money, which I thought was really cool. So you can like him or hate him, but I'm just telling you what someone told me that I'm friends with that was on Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah. I'm just telling you what this guy told me. Like, he said, when the camera came on, he would act one way. And when the camera was off, he was down to earth and friendly and went out of his way. And this person said, he went out of his way to get to know me. And this person happens to be the exact opposite of Donald Trump, okay? He's a musician. He's a famous musician, and he said, like, the guy's a good person. Regardless of what you think about his politics, he's a good man. Yeah. Again. Yeah. Yeah. I try to stay middle of the road with, I look at politics the way I look at religion. And for a person like me, it's hard to say that I'm this way or this way, whether it's politics or religion. It's really hard because I wouldn't want someone to be offended if they believe the total opposite. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just open. I'm an open person. Your beliefs are your beliefs, and I'm okay with that. Erica, yeah, this person got to know him really well, and even after this person was off of Celebrity Apprentice, he has continued a relationship with Donald Trump, and that's, yeah, last I heard anyway. Wow. Yeah, our healthcare system when Obama was in office. I mean, people were paying. I knew this girl that was paying $1,200 a month for her health insurance. That was just for her health insurance. That wasn't her copays and deductibles. And she had, prior to Obama being in office, she was paying like $350 a month. $350 a month to $1,200 a month. That's insane. Insane. Like, that's one thing I didn't like. Yeah. 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 We'll see. Yeah, I think a lot of times my husband will tell me that Trump said so and such, and I'll be like, what a jerk. And he's like, I think it's Trump's sense of humor. And the one thing I always say, he was raised with a silver spoon in his mouth. He has lived a life that the majority of us will never live and never understand. So people that are wealthy like that, they're different, Yeah. Yeah, what is up with Robert De Niro and Jim Carrey, man? They're like losing it. I feel bad for them, seriously. I seriously feel bad for them. They are losing it. But, Julia, you have to understand, the Democratic Party, the way it is today, is completely different how it was 40, 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's progressively changed. My parents were diehard Democrats, okay? I think had they were alive today, they would definitely be Republican. Like, it's just changed. It's changed and evolved. And I don't know if it's changed for the better either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's insane how expensive it was. Yep, you're right, Kim. Yeah, China. Yeah. Wow, really, Kim? That's crazy. The Robert and Ben Moore suicides. I've never heard of them. Did you already give me those names and I put them on my list? Because I don't remember them. But then again, I have hundreds, hundreds, plural, of people on my list. Wow. I'm even running out of paper. I have to go on the back here. Crazy. Robert and Ben Moore. Don't tell me too much about them. Well, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. I just don't like to I don't like to research. I shouldn't have said for you to say anything. I don't really like to research before I do the reading. I kind of just like to go into it really cold, Yeah, he was always rich, Julia. His, I think, grandfather um, established the company that he now runs, I think. His dad ran it, and yeah. Wow, 13 years. I feel your pain, Amanda. My hubby lost his job in 2010. He'd been there 14 years. That sucks. Yeah. Hey, Jeanette, how's it going? Oh, good. Okay, I'll have to check it out, honey. Oh, wow, really, Erica? I went to school with these two guys that committed suicide together. It was a sad time. Yeah, I'll check it out. I got them on my list, but I have so many people on my list. Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump he doesn't get paid today. He doesn't take the money, so that is scary, Darlene. That's really scary. Hmm. Hubby, is that you? Okay. I was hoping it was you and not some strange person. Hey.
It's bright in here.
Yeah. Good. I thought about calling you and saying you should just spend the night at your sister's house.
Oh, hell no. I'm not ever going to.
I know, but that's you're driving all over the countryside.
I got lucky. I have to go to Alexandria.
Did you get the part or whatever you need?
Yeah. So, then Dale City, I called Dale City, Alexandria, called here, 4 different places. And then I'd say, oh, check and make sure you have it before I come out. It's an hour away from me. And
Did they have it?
no,
Ah,
they're like, no.
of course not.
But Dale City called me back and said, oh, we found it.
Oh,
I was
good.
like,
They
"Not
said,
closer."
hi, hubby, and hi, Mr. B.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys.
Good to hear you.
Uh,
I've been listening to y'all.
have you?
Yeah. Yeah, and I love my old shows too, but
Did you hear him? He said, I've been listening to you, and I love my old shows, too, when I was talking about MASH and all that. I know. He's saying hell no because he wants to come home to me to sleep, but it's like he was running all over the place. It would have made more sense for him to stay there, drink a beer with his brother-in-law and his sister, and spend the night. Because now he's got to, like, drive all the way back out there again tomorrow morning. Crazy. Ken, I wrote back to you. You didn't get it? I sent you an email back. But then again, I thought I sent you an email back the other day, too, and I didn't. So apparently I wrote it and it didn't go through or something, so. Oh, that's the thing, Louisiana lady. So I did a video the other day about how to get a reading, and I'm going to redo it. I just wasn't into it. It just didn't sound right. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to redo it. But just everybody, please be patient. You know, I'm only one person, and when I'm doing real life YouTube stuff and then complete readings, which they take a long time. Like, I wish I were the type of psychic that could do, you know, pop 10 of them out a day, but I can't. I mean, they're too detailed and there's too much that goes into it. So, yeah. Wow. I don't blame him. Yeah, I could have swore I sent it to you, Ken. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, I want it. So I wrote an email to Ken the other day and thought I had sent it, and I didn't. So I was like, what the heck? Let me see. Sent. Where's my sent file? Oh, yeah, I did. I did email you. Did you get it? Yeah. Tim, when I do the full readings, I was doing this special when I first started my channel because of Keto Ginger, so I was doing them for 100. I typically now charge 150. I know not everybody can afford that, so, you know, if you can't afford $150, you just got to let me know, you know, and we'll all work it out. Yeah, it's just, and I wish, I swear, I wish I could do that many readings in one day, but it just takes, like, you know, when I open myself up to a complete reading, it's whatever I get, you know, so I like to have quite a few days to work on it, because if I sit down to do it on a Monday, I'm still getting stuff on Wednesday. So I don't ever get them and do them in a day. There's no way. Because you know, over time, I get different things. Plus, it takes a lot out of me. Like, if I have tons of spirits coming through for one particular person, it takes a lot out of me. It zaps my energy, you know, and not to mention, it's a lot of things take it out of me emotionally. This one person had been abused. Whoa, I just blanked out and came back on. This one person had been abused, and so I was seeing all of that, and I wasn't just seeing it, you know, one day. It was like over, you know, 5 or 6 days, and it was just taking it out of me emotionally. Like, you know, so It takes me a while to do them. I wish that I could do many in one day. I really wish I could. You know, but that's even like connecting with people to do YouTube videos. It's not something I can just, you know, excuse me, because like I said, if I try to connect and I can't connect with them, I don't just say, oh, I can't connect with them and do the video. I'll try again over several days, you know, thinking that maybe they'll come through a different day. So in a lot of my videos, if I'm like, you know, I couldn't connect with them, you have to understand that was I couldn't connect with them over a long period of time. You know, it wasn't just like I tried to connect, oh, they didn't connect with, I couldn't connect with them, I'm done. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah. You didn't get the email? Well, oh, hold on. Because I just pulled it out of my sent file. I just said, wow, that's amazing news. How's your week going? Great, I hope. I hope to see you on FNL tomorrow night. So I sent it yesterday. No worries. But that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Aw, thanks, guys. Thanks, Ken. You got your sister. Chasing Evil. That's the team with the Skeleton Brothers, right? That's the same guys, right? They're awesome. If that's who that is, they're really, really awesome. I'd love to work with them. I would absolutely love to work with them. Hello? But do you mind your happy you're home, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell your people that I wanted to try Zoom because there's multiple. They can show their face
Yeah.
and talk at the same time, and I'm sure most everybody uses Zoom, or if they haven't, they probably should learn how to by now. Since the school kids are doing it,
Yeah.
it would be
Okay, you guys hearing my hubby? He wants he wants me to do like Zoom meetings, you know, Zoom. You get a bunch of people on, and which I think that would be cool. And that's something that I want to work towards. You know, doing like a Zoom meeting with people, that would be cool. Just to hang out.
we need people to email you so we can get the information, your email address.
What do they? I have to know their email address.
I think so, yeah.
So email you guys. Email me. Oh gosh, I didn't even change the text on this stupid thing. Daggone it! And nobody even told me. I didn't even think to change it. What does it say? How to get a reading. Oh my gosh, it says how to get a reading, y'all. Because that was the last. So instead of saying Friday Night Live down there, it says how to get a reading.
So why don't you tell them how to get a reading right now?
I told him I'm doing a new. That was the last. That was the last video I did, but I'm gonna redo it. So.
Here's your chance.
I'll
have everybody email you that wants to be in Zoom.
Okay. So if you guys want to participate in a Zoom meeting with me, then you have to email me your email address because hubby's gonna work on trying to set it up. Because I was thinking too, like it would be cool to, you know, do like a Zoom meeting with, you know, a bunch of people and maybe do like whoever comes through type of thing, you know? Yeah. Those guys are awesome. I'd love to work with them. Oh, yeah, Erica. I know, like, I think the schools out here are using Zoom now. So it's free for the first 40 minutes. Wow. Did our electricity just flicker off again? Huh. So we've never had issues with our power, and last night the power went off. No, 2 nights ago the power went off, came back on. I thought it just flickered. Maybe it's just these lights acting up. I don't know. Gee. Oh, good. My email's on there. Okay. I can't believe I didn't change that. See? When hubby's not here and I have to do it myself, I end up screwing it up after all. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to get out of here and spend some time with hubby. I know it's short. I'm sorry.
Get good, getting it going.
Yeah, except I didn't change the border. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna get off of here, go spend time with hubby. Maybe we can finish watching that movie. Good movie. Really good movie. 10, that means you can go to sleep. I know it's like the middle of the night there. Oh, thanks, Erica. Thank you. Night, CPO. Let's see. Night, Darlene. Night, Erica. Night, Dawn. Night, Amanda. Night, Louisiana Lady. Night, Dawn. I already said Dawn. Night, Kim. Night, Ken. Okay, guys, have a great week. Bye, guys.